let's move over to Shylen, who is right outside of the Cord Arena. All right. So, Shylen, you're walking along, and you see like this this really imposing structure. It's almost constructed like almost like a fortress. But you do see it's like you do see, typical things that you would find around this gladiator, like a gladiator arena, like a bunch of flags, and you actually hear some cheering over the walls.
Which way do I go to get into the arena? Do I go down this
way?
To the right.
To the right.
Yep.
One of these days, y'all are gonna do something that's gonna make me quit my friendship with you.
Yeah.
That's why I muted.
So yeah, Shylen walks towards like what I presume is the entrance.
Yeah. So, hold it. Gonna need to see your ticket.
Oh, I'm not here as a spectator. I'm here as a competitor.
He looks you up and down. All right. Do you have a license?
Out of character, I presume it's in my bag.
Yes.
He flashes the guy his license.
This is a UAA license.
Mm-hmm. Shylen Valentine of the DARC.
I see.
I'm happy to get it. I'm happy to get it translated into a Cord license. Will that take?
I don't know. This is weird protocol. Hey, come over here. He motions to one of his other guards, and then they begin speaking in what you can only presume to be Kelket. Just from their gestures, you can kind of like, you can kind of make a few educated guesses that they're unsure what to do at this point. I'm gonna roll perception.
Sure. Give me 1 second to bring back up my character sheet. Or actually, it's easy just to do this. All right, perception, roll it.
Yay! I saw it.
Yay!
All right then. Let's see. Okay then. Interesting. Well, lucky you're an expert in this. All right, so the guards, it's like the two guards look at you and says, "Could you wait right here? It's like we're gonna contact our boss. It's like we honestly don't know the protocol for this. This is the first time this has happened."
Go ahead.
All right. And so both of them leave. And about a minute later, you're looking around, and then you hear something behind you, and almost reflexively, you just kind of whirl your arm back, and you grab something fuzzy that is like that has like two fingers into your pocket. And
So Shylen looks down. If you were hoping to steal from me, wrong pocket.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to ask you to roll athletics.
All right. Question. Would this be in the circumstance where I can use my dex with it, or...
Yes.
Okay, cool, so I don't need to change that back.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. So, you feel her you feel her. It's like she's trying to like pull herself out of your grip, and she manages to do so, but you immediately switch your grip and just kind of cross grab it. She's really trying to pull away here, but no, it's a
That you shall not pass.
it's just you have this kind of expression on your face. Just please stop trying. You're embarrassing yourself.
So, are you after me specifically, or is this a typical hobby?
It's she doesn't say anything other than just giving you this really feral growl.
Oh, he shrugs up and he makes a motion as if he's about to call for the guards.
Is that she's like, no, stop.
Oh, give me a reason to stop.
I didn't steal anything from you, okay? We could just part ways and you can pretend like this never happened.
I mean, that's more you being incompetent and me being spectacular. So anyway, he again motions if he's going to be calling the guards.
Okay. What do you want?
Well, first, a question. First of all, a question. Were you specifically trying to steal from me, or did I just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time?
I was just trying to steal from you because you were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Thank you. Second, how would you like a job?
What?
How would you like a job?
She narrows her eye. She narrows her eyes at you.
Well, I was just thinking, you clearly need some money or food, and I happened to be recently in the need of someone with a good set of ears, a good set of eyes, and a quiet set of feet. Interested? He lets go of her wrist now.
She's just kind of rubbing her wrist a little bit. What do you mean eyes or ears? What are you talking about?
There are some people I want to keep an eye on. Just someone who could not do anything to put themselves in too much danger, just watch them. Tell me what they're up to.
All right. How much are you going to pay?
Well, okay. Out of character, I don't know how much money Shylin actually has access to, or how much is, a lot in this setting or not a lot. I don't know the economy, so I'm gonna need your help here.
Okay, so a single gold piece is like a lot. It's
Okay.
a single gold piece could feed you could feed anyone for 2 days.
Except Amber.
Yeah.
And does Shylin have access to funds as the son of the Valentines?
He does have access to a small allowance, and he is able to use a he is able to use the telegram to wire funds. It is a little bit slow. It's like this is the 1800. This is kind of 1800s tech after all.
Gotcha. Though I would imagine that when you say small allowance, this would be kind of like when that person said, "Oh, my father gave me a small loan of $1 million."
I knew that's where you were going with this.
So yeah, he just says to, "Well, I am a member of the Valentine noble family. Let that give you an idea."
Okay. All right, who do you want me to spy on?
For the price of 2 gold pieces, you have a choice. Either, are you aware of the Karshir family?
You see her eyes wide. You see her eyes widen. Deals off, and she just stomps off.
Alright, I've got a second offer.
That's it. She's continuing to walk away.
4 gold pieces, he calls out.
You see her slow down a little bit.
I didn't say you have to speak to them, and that wasn't the only people. 4 gold pieces if you'd rather not see what they're up to. Then there's the captain of the guard. 4 gold pieces.
She slowly turns around. And she sees you fingering the coins and just intentionally trying to make them clink.
Half now, half when you report back to me tomorrow evening at this location.
Okay.
He flips her the 2 gold coins. Pleasure doing business with you, miss.
Thymos. Picria Thymos.
Pleasure doing business with you, Miss Thymos. Have a pleasant evening.
You
Wow,
too.
you are a smarmy.
All right, so she moves away and uno momento. Get this all.
Por favor.
Yes. All right. So as Picria leaves, you turn your head and you see four familiar faces looking around, and you lock eyes with each other.
Hi, Shylin. Dear.
Shylin waves. You're gonna need a ticket. You're gonna need a ticket, but the spectator's entrance is through there.
Are you gonna be okay? You kind of did just get, shish kebabbed yesterday?
That was a few days. Yesterday. Don't have a spear in me
Well,
today, do I?
it was actually it's this morning.
Wait.
Yes, but I had a healing potion. I'll be fine. Besides, he just gives a sideward look into the arena. They could use the handicap.
You scoped out the competition? Bunch of chumps?
If I get time, if I get time, that would be nice. It might be a little late, unfortunately. The annoyances of being sent to another dimension before your first day. At least the friggin' flies went up.
Is it supposed to be thundering in there? In the ambiance?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I was going nuts.
Nah.
You are, but not because of that.
It's too relaxing. Anyway.
Okay.
Right.
So, spectators' entrance this way?
Yep.
Okay.
One of the one of the guards exits the door. Yes, Mr. Shylan.
Indeed. Oh, by the way, my friends here are looking at buying tickets.
Ah, I see.
Hello.
Well, it's extremely unorthodox to purchase a ticket to a show that's currently going. We usually don't let people in while one's currently going on. So you'll have to wait until the next show. And as for you, yes. The owner said that he's surprised to see you still kicking. I mean, I verified your ID, so I know it's you, but he is a little shocked.
Oh, it's sad how people underestimate me. Also, let my companions in. I'll pay double the price.
No. Just came to make sure you were okay.
As you wish.
You don't need to do anything special for us. Unless, Flint, you
We
really
don't have to.
wanna
We don't have to watch the show to know that he's gonna kick some serious butt.
Now that's more like it. Well, do as you wish.
Well, we do need to get some paperwork for you to get registered here. We need to get the registration process could take up to 1 to 3 days because we need to get information about your next of kin. We need to talk about insurance and liability. It's a process.
His face falls for a second at the next of kin, but then it perks back up. Well, I mean, if you want to delay the inevitable, I suppose I'll play along.
Yes.
Shoot.
Do I notice can I see if I notice the body language change at the next of kin bit?
He actually said it out loud, so yeah, you do notice it.
And besides, I've been fine with letting her roll a perception check if that weren't the rule anyway.
No, I mean,
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, so I'll get to you in a second, Bliss.
do I see that, he kind of at the next of kin bit?
Yes.
Let me try. Oh, pretty much the same. So I guess we both realize it.
Go for it, Bliss, right?
Great. Yes, Bliss.
I was just waiting for a chance to talk. All right.
Okay, go for it.
Sybil, what do they mean by kick butt? What's happening?
Love this.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
They said something about kicking butt. What's happening? Do you know what's happening? I don't know what's happening.
I think you and I have much we need to learn about these larger folk.
Speak for yourself, shorty.
Think he is?
Alright, so,
And because they can't watch the show, Flint quickly draws like a little 2-page flipbook in his book of Silent kicking a guy like 50 feet into the air.
Flipporama!
Exactly.
Oh, thank you, Captain Underpants. Anywho,
Oh no, I can't do anything because I'm so stupid and dumb and Silent's so much cooler than me. Bam, bam, bam.
yeah. Anyways, but yes, both Olwen and Flint, they do notice Shylan's body language become despondent after the guard mentions next of kin.
What do you make of that?
Maybe either he isn't on good terms with him, doesn't have any.
I don't want to invade his privacy too much, but maybe we should scope him out after he's done kicking butt.
Well, I mean, I guess if you think that's necessary, I would say that normally I don't profile friends, but I don't really have any, so I don't know.
Out of character, does Shylin hear that last comment?
Olwen, were you trying to be particularly stealthy with your dialogue?
I was whispering to Flint.
Okay, you were whispering. So, yeah, Shylin, you're gonna have to roll a perception.
Roll in perception.
Well,
Yep, you hear it.
Probably.
Okay,
can I try a stealth check? Come on! Let me try and salvage this!
Okay, I'll allow it.
No!
Okay,
I swear against you.
DM question.
Always.
What roll would I need to make to conceal Shylin's reaction to the friend statement?
To conceal that, I believe that would be deception.
Okay, rolling deception.
What, he has a problem that she doesn't have friends?
All right.
Or that she thinks of him as one? I don't know.
Maybe.
All right. Yep, that's a pass.
So yeah, he barely holds back, rounding on her with that. Wait, what? When did this happen?
Did what happen?
Anyway, moving on.
All right. So.
And what do you call it? As they kind of walk away from Zaylin, Flint is kind of like fidgeting, and he just kind of whispers to her, "Do I count?"
If you want, I guess. It's kind of new. My best friend is my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece. I don't really have any outside of work. Even then, I just have my boss.
Yeah, Seven's just crouching behind Sybil because she's getting soaked in thunder and very confused.
Shylin?
Yes.
Hoshi and Mr. Adrian went to go get us lodging. I think they'll probably get it. Maybe at the dorms. If that isn't the case, I'll come find you again, okay?
He basically gives her a wave, like, sure.
Please be careful.
The guard, it's a. Oh yes, Mr. Shylin. He hands you a stack of papers. You're gonna need to fill these out.
All right. He conceals them. Is there any way I can fill them out where they're not going to immediately turn into mulch? Points at the sky.
He looks up. Well, that dress you're wearing on your shoulders appears to be a decent umbrella.
So he looks at the group, looks at the pile of papers. I'm guessing it's way too many to be filled out in the next few minutes.
Is it insurance company contract thick, government thick, or doctor's office thick?
Insurance company contract.
I don't even know the difference between any of those things, but I'm guessing that's pretty thick. So anyway, yeah, Shylin looks back at the group. All right, Owen, looks like I'm coming with you.
Okay. Flint, you remember where the university is based on those maps?
Yeah, I think it's... And then he's, like, holding up the map, and it's slowly getting soaked by the rain, so he has to hold it underneath. Oh, yeah, this way.
All right.
And he's kind of, like, got his, like, face in his shirt looking at the map. Okay, we're gonna go this way, and then I gotta go that way.
All right. So, we cut back to Hoshimi and Adrian. Adrian with a lot of tissues next to him, and Hoshimi,
Trying not
Well,
to laugh.
trying not to laugh. All right, so you've headed back here, and so what do you do?
Adrian walks over to Ashimi. How bad does it look? He's pointing his nose up in the air just to see if like the blood dried.
I think you've stopped bleeding, so I think you can take those tissues out of your nose.
Okay. He removes the two nose plugs, as it were. Okay. All right. Note to self. Watch my distance.
Or at very least, stay away when Seven is trying to practice.
Noted.
Well, to be fair, I didn't exactly expect her to do that either.
Nope. You know, something occurs to me. Why are you so interested in me?
Oh, I'm interested in all of you.
Yet I'm the only one that's talking to you about my personal life.
So far.
Is it my stubbornness?
Well, to be honest, I tend to favor finding things out about attractive men.
Don't push it.
You asked, I answered. Nothing more than that.
Fair enough. Adrian's kind of rubbing his nose still a little because he just wants to get like the excess like dried blood off of it.
Although I will admit that blood is not quite so attractive.
Well, the blood's silver, so.
I know, but it's still blood.
Andrew's looking around. All right. Hopefully, excuse me. Hopefully, Lucy got back with Mike and Alex, and hopefully they got to the Chancellor.
Who?
Oh, my other two educational buddies. Michael Cienza and Alexandria Alpenwhisper. There's Michael is a dwarven artificer, and Alex is she's a political science teacher.
Hoshimi is giving Adrian an odd look. You keep calling them buddies. Are they not friends to you? Just work comrades?
Oh, no. They're like my best friends.
Okay, it's just the way you kept saying it was odd.
Why? Is that not normal from where you're from?
Well, in Urzaban, I really only have 2 friends myself, so...
I see. Well, they are really good friends, and
Well, that's good to know. It's
Adrian's
always nice to hear about people having friends.
Adrian's looking around. Hopefully, he can spot someone familiar.
Nope, you're still stuck with her for the time being.
Shame. Boo. Are you
Actually, you
that
know what?
eager to get away from me?
Not really. I just want to get to. I just really need to get some rest. I did. He looks down at his pocket watch. I did waste a good chunk of my spells during that battle. So kind of need the recharge. And actually, now that I think about it, I'll go back to the library for just to write down a book of my own.
What is it with you and books?
let's just say it's on my mom's side.
You talk about your parents a lot.
Well, you know what I said last time.
Well, yes, but you've spoken about them a lot, and not very much about yourself. The only thing you've told me, really, is your last name, and that you don't want to be judged by who your parents are. Yet, I've heard nothing else out of you. Except about that, well, Arpolian fellow. But even then, you're talking about someone else.
Adrian's kind of pausing for a second. He's just stopped. He's just thinking about what next to say. I guess I just don't really express my feelings in that way, I guess.
A shame. Though I suppose I'm not one to talk.
Meanwhile, in the other part of our party, we have Small, Dark, and Creepy. We have Arrogance Incarnate, Short Fuse, and Two-Face, and Seven.
You're very quick to judge.
Let's just.
We've all only known each other for a day.
Honestly, it comes down to how fast I get to know people. Right, like Alex, Mike, and Lucy instantly hit it off. Others, not so much.
Be honest with me. Have you made much of an effort?
Adrian is hesitating.
I thought not. You're very isolated. If you wish to be judged for yourself and not your parents, then you should express yourself and not your parents. If you want to be Adrian and not Tanleal.
It's so hard to do that when the last name carries more weight than the first name.
Then change it. Hoshimi reaches into her top and pulls out the silver piece. If the odds are against you, and then she rubs her thumb over heads on the coin, and then she flips it up, catches it, and shows it to Adrian, and it's heads. Change the odds.
You don't think I haven't tried?
Well, no one said that. Well, I never said that. The question is, how hard have you tried? And another question, have you played by the rules to do so? Because if you have, you're restraining yourself. And she puts the silver piece back into her top.
Sometimes luck lands in my favor. But usually it's dumb luck.
I don't rely on luck, and neither should you.
Adrian doesn't answer. He just keeps walking forward.
What's wrong? Am I getting a little too close?
I think we're done here.
Adorable.
Well, I think this is the point when everyone else appears to arrive in at the Cord University. And the rest of the party, you see that Adrian and Hoshimi are kind of distanced away from each other.
What did we miss?
Just
Nothing.
some interesting back and forth. I'm
Nothing
learning.
important.
I'm learning things about people. And she smirks at Adrian.
Oh, well,
Get what's going on.
I don't. You can explain it later. Well, we found Shylin, and apparently there's a lot of paperwork involved in trying to beat other people up.
Wait a minute.
Hmm?
Shylin, you're a Blade of Tamra, right?
Officially, yes.
Amarta.
Amarta.
No,
Officially?
it's Tamara. Amarta was the
No.
disguise name.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the thing. It is actually based on her human name.
Oh.
Oh.
There's
I don't know if
a
it's allowed to
reason.
say this.
There's reasons for it, but we'll get to it later.
Okay, fair
Okay.
enough.
Olwen's eyes shoot up. Like, her eyebrows shoot up and her eyes widen, she starts being like,
I know that name. I know what that name kind of means. I know what it means to me.
Yeah, officially, yes.
Officially.
They would not consider me to be the most ideal member.
Well, the way you run your mouth, I can hardly say that's surprising.
Actually, you're almost completely hitting it on the head. By the way, Wizard, I had a question for you.
What might that be?
First, okay, technically two. Just to confirm, you are indeed interested in what's happening with the child, yes?
I am indeed interested. However, that is not my primary goal.
Fine, then this won't take away too much of your time. There's been an assumption I've noticed from a lot of the reports that awakening her magic caused her to lose control of herself, to become violent. I've been starting to wonder if that's actually a thing that happens. You know more about magic than I. Does an awakening of magic cause a loss of self-control?
Let me think about this. To the skills!
That would be an Arcana check. That would be an Arcana check.
Roger.
or wouldn't it be a history check, because it would kind of, I mean, he
It's
had to
knowledge
awaken at
about
some point,
magic.
didn't
It's knowledge about magic, so Arcana makes sense to me.
he? True, but like history check would be like his own past. That's all I was saying.
18.
Well, not bad.
Also, I updated my dice.
Right. Alright, so while you don't know the exact mechanics of how or why, you do know that it does happen.
From time to time, it is a possibility.
Alright.
Sorry.
Shylin walks away, but it's not like a hurried walk away, it's more like he's pacing as there's the pensive look on his face.
Something
What
you'd
do you
care to
find?
share with the class, Valentine?
Shylin stops, closes his eyes, just takes in a deep breath with his hands closed. There's that beginning. To answer your question, and wondering why you're suddenly so interested, especially you, the situation officially does seem to tick all the boxes. The story is airtight, but can't shake the feeling that there's a detail I'm missing. Something. Everything is on the edge of being exactly what it needs to be.
Hoshimi kind of frowns at Shylin's back. Me? Are you only concerned with your own thoughts and opinions?
Well, considering yours,
Oh, really? What are mine?
Okay.
Do tell me.
Whoa. Okay, before things start turning into a fight, I apologize for the interruption, but, maybe we not fight in public in an area that's supposed to be quiet?
Fine, no one's
Oh,
fight
don't worry.
quietly.
oh, don't worry, this won't turn out to be a fight, since I know you're going to be asked. Apparently, I've been asked multiple times. Oh, I may as well just say it. Would you prefer that?
Oh.
Always fight quietly.
Owen kind of retreats. She's still, she's like beckoning over to Sybil. Come join me. Like, let's not do this. And goes over to a table to sort of read one of her books.
What exactly is your problem?
Okay. Shylin takes a seat and looks at them. At first, I was confused by you. Now I'm annoyed. See, only just yesterday, we were all surrounded by people we did not know. They had clearly hostile intent to all of us, and as the officer found out, they did not care about legal procedure one bit. You all, well, most of you anyway, decided the best thing to do when surrounded by people who clearly intended some of us harm was to lay down your weapons and surrender to them. My apologies if I'm having trouble trusting people who think when in danger the smartest option is to lather themselves in meat sauce and jump into the manticore's mouth.
Okay.
But here's
Oh,
the
sorry.
thing. But here's the thing. I could forgive that, or at least understand it, if you thought that perhaps by keeping your head down, you could keep yourselves out of danger. So maybe, perhaps the guards decide to kill Rick on the spot, or burn her alive at the stake. Well, that's bad, but it's not your concern. Again, civilian, it's not your job to get involved in this stuff. Only I find out now that apparently you are interested in what's happening with the child. So let me get this straight. You're interested in what happens about the child, and yet you do nothing when the child's about to be killed. So either you don't care, in which case I have no need to rely on you, or you're complete idiots.
Are you done?
I think I've got the point across.
Then allow me to get my point across. Hoshimi slams her hands on the table that Shylin is sitting at. If you really think that being openly rebellious against those who have authority right in front of you is the way to keep yourself safe, then you are a fool.
It's called doing something, you moron. Look into it. Beth, look into it. I see how your plan of simply letting them do whatever they want would have worked so much better.
Except I'm standing here with no fear of any reprisal from them or of them keeping an eye on me. See, who are they more likely to keep an eye on? The angry, rebellious warrior who openly defied them, or the innocent, scared girl who was too timid and meek to try to fight?
Or you lay down your weapons, surrender to them all, and they have you executed because they don't want any witnesses.
We were in public, surrounded by people. You really think they would have killed us on the spot? They would have had to kill everyone.
You'd be surprised by people be willing to do that.
Besides, do you really think I was completely unarmed? I'm not a fool.
You stood there and let them get the advantage.
Hoshimi then does something unexpected. She grabs at her... Hold on, I need to get to the right page here. She grabs at her belt. And... Not...
Ruh-roh.
She does... And she whips that right at Shylin. Not at his face, but just enough to get his attention.
So you had the ability to do something and you still stood there. Again, I see no reason why I should trust you at all.
Dylan, have you heard of a no-win situation? The moment you grab we were in a no-win situation. You chose the worst option.
Whereas
It's
we
called taking action. There is no scenario where taking no action is better than taking an action.
we did take an action. We chose to surrender because that was the better choice.
And if you think that's the better choice, again, I have no reason to trust in what any of you are doing. So yes, I think I'll stick to what I am deciding. Thank you very much.
You are an arrogant fool.
Trust me, I've heard you were.
I feel
And
I feel I'm wasting my time with that man.
Seven. What are you doing?
Do the rest of us hear this going on?
Yes. They are not very quiet about it. The only way you would not be able to hear it is if you were actively trying to not pay attention.
Right, and, library's echoey.
Yeah.
I am Olin is just trying to knit furiously while flipping through her book, but it is so loud and it's overwhelming. And she's like, I don't hear anything. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Seven, hearing that people sound really, really mad, picks up the yarn ball and starts running forward towards Hoshimi, Adrian, and Shylin.
Well, didn't Shylin leave?
Hang on,
He's walking away,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean he's instantly teleported out.
Okay,
Yeah.
I misheard. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, Shylin's about to walk away, and Seven is rushing up to you three. Do you stop Shylin?
Yes, because he's quite confused.
Don't go! Don't be mad!
Whoa! Seven!
Ooh,
not-
rolling, and you just kind of trip as the yarn you were holding kind of wraps around a couple of your wraps around your talons, kind of tangles you, and you just kind of face plant.
Oh!
Welcome to our tightly knit operation, Seven.
Oh my gosh. Hoshimi comes over and starts trying to undo the yarn wrapped around Seven. Please be more careful.
You need to be... You be careful! Y'all about to fight! Fighting bad!
I'm kind of
I was
with
not-
her on that.
To be honest,
Seven, I
sometimes
was
when people
not
fight,
going-
you let the anger out. Sometimes fighting's good.
He's actually correct. And Seven, I was not intending to harm either of those two.
Shylin, I understand where you're coming from, and action usually does breed results, but there are also consequences that we must think about. I understand you had a lot of intentions and good ones in trying
You think
to.
I don't know that? You think I'm unaware of the consequences? You think I was expecting instantly be able to get away. That
No,
I
no.
thought, let me finish. That I thought, oh, I'll just easily be able to escape 100 guards surrounding me. I knew that wasn't going to be easy. By the way, he says to Flint, thank you for at least trying to give me cover. Sorry, I had to break. Sorry, I didn't have time to go along with that plan fully.
You got
The
guts. I gotta respect someone like that.
The difference is, he says to Owen and to Adrian, if we do something ourselves, if you consider that a no-win scenario. I'm guessing you think that surrendering also puts you into a dangerous position. Or did you... Otherwise, it wouldn't be a no-win scenario, it would have been a scenario with an obvious choice. Surrender and you win. But since you aren't saying that, then you obviously thought that surrendering was a bad idea too. The thing is, if you surrender, you take the agency away from yourself. You put yourself at the mercy of other people. If they're allies or they're enemies, if they're allies, well, you got lucky. If they're enemies, they'll kill you, and you just removed the chance to do anything about it.
That's all
Act
well and good.
yourself, rebel, fight back, or at least try to fall back, retreat, and regroup, and you put the agency in yourself. You are the one in control.
That's all well and good for a solo mission, but you could have gotten her killed even more quickly and more publicly, and you would never have met her parents. We wouldn't have found out what was going on. We'd have no reason to investigate. Yes, both decisions weren't good, but there was a level of good and badness to them. And that's all I was trying to say.
There was no way you could have known that at the time. And if you're worried about my actions affecting the group, then distance yourself. If you're actually out of character says, and if you're worried about my actions affecting your group, then distance yourself from me. Use me as a cover, or just say, well, he was an idiot, not with him. I
don't do that. I am here as a protector, not someone to use as sacrificial lamb. You think that of me, and you have severely misjudged me. Your well-being is just as important to me as Flint's, as Sybil's, as Seven's, as Hoshimi's, as Adrian's, and as Raquel's.
Sometimes people can't exactly think through their ideas, and sometimes they need to make really quick decisions. The bomb can't stay lit forever.
I understand, and I understand why you did what you did. I just think that condemning us for doing what we did when we had good intentions the same way you had good intentions isn't exactly fair.
Let me make this very clear. You're condemning us for not doing what you thought was best. And at the same time, you're telling us to distance from you when you're the only one trying to distance yourself at all. In other words, if it's not your way, then it's wrong, is it?
If it's wrong, it's wrong. And I think you've got a few things. Backwards there. Hoshimi, was it? First of all, it was said just a second ago that the problem was that my actions would have put your group at risk, apparently. As she said, my actions would have worked better for a solo mission. Okay. So treat it as a solo mission, then.
No,
treat it as...
That wasn't what she was saying.
Not our group, but for the person that you grabbed. Or the kid. You grabbed Raquel and tried to abscond with her. What if those spears that pierced you had killed her instead? Wouldn't that have just invalidated what you were trying to do? She was a capable magic user, but you infantilized her and treated her as though she needed rescuing. If she had wanted to be rescued, she could have done it herself.
And besides,
And what if the moment we surrendered, they decided, okay, put her in chains, take her off, be thrown into a blender?
we had not been disarmed at that point. What's to stop us from taking action the second we hear those words?
Because you did hear those words.
We
You
heard.
heard.
We heard. Put her.
Hostile intent.
We heard. Put her in isolation. You're the one
Oh.
drawing all these other conclusions.
Oh my god, you really are that naive. We're done here.